I use faith to dismantle doubt and limitations. I hold only the best thoughts for myself. I know and feel in the depths of my soul that the good that I desire is already mine. With unwavering faith and deep gratitude, I claim it now. For God alone, my soul waits in silence, for my hope is from Him. And that's Psalm 62:5. And so let's state our affirmation together 3 times. This Advent, my hope leads me to unwavering faith in God. This Advent, my hope leads me to unwavering faith in God. This Advent, my hope leads me to unwavering faith in God.
Now, those of us who are here, please join us. Are we going to light the Advent candle? It's a special day.
I know, I thought it was later. I apologize. On this day of Advent, I remember to stand in the power of my faith.
Thank you. Just want to say a special welcome to those who are online watching, near and far. We have a special guest watching from Florida, my mother-in-law. We just drove in from St. Floridian in the house. All right. So please, if you're online, Facebook watching, please check in, say something. We love you. We welcome you. Those who are here, please stand and join us as we sing This Little Light of Mine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Everywhere I go. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Always in my life now. Always in my life. I'm gonna let it shine. Whoa, always in my life. I'm gonna let it shine. Always in my life. I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Okay, bring it on home, y'all. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Whoa, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Yes. Thank you all for being here this morning.
What a great singing. I think we've got a great choir all here in the church. And so now it's time to begin that inward journey that we always do, knowing that prayer is the cornerstone of our unity movement. For it's in prayer and meditation that we go inside, claiming and knowing our own divinity. We are the substance of God, the image and likeness. And so whatever that means for you, I say now that each of us are divine. Our nature is nothing but pure, blissful substance. And it's when we turn our mind inward that we can have this experience, because it's beyond the mind. It's beyond the knowing. It's the faith and hope. And everything we need, we have access because we are that. I am that. That which created, that which creates. And it's in the experiential nature of our divinity that we can then bring this truth into our words, thoughts, and actions. But it is this time in prayer and meditation and going inward that allows us to have that experience. And for that we are so grateful. Amen. And so now it's time for opportunities, and we have quite a few. So hold on to your seats because this is the Christmas season. And we're going to begin, and Susan's going to come up and share a little bit more. But we do have a grief group. It's the second meeting. The second meeting is today at 12:30. And after this meeting, the group will be closed. There's a Zoom link as well as in person. And Susan, can you come share a little bit more for us, please?
Good morning. Hi. So this grief recovery group is led by Reverend Valerie, Edie Bodlin, and myself. Today it's going to be me solo because they're on vacation. And it'll be downstairs. Today it's an open group. And it's so appropriate that it takes place on the first day of Advent. Advent, the season where we walk into the darkness, coming back to the light inside of ourselves, as God and good all around us. So what is grief? It's a normal and natural reaction to the loss of any kind. What is recovery? Feeling better. How about that? So today it's an open group. The next group, meeting December 12th, is a closed group, meaning we won't be accepting new members because we're having a kind of a bonding process. I hope to see you there. If you have questions, I'll be in the hallway. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, Susan. And what a great opportunity for our church, because as a congregation, we've had many losses, and during the pandemic, there's been many losses. So this is a great time that they're offering such a great opportunity for everyone. And then also next week, we are going to have a town hall meeting, December 5th. It'll be after the service, and there will be a light lunch provided, and feel free to bring a potluck if you would like. And we will be just discussing a lot of the logistics of the church and answering any questions. So as a congregation, it's always important to come to these so that you have a voice and you also have the support that we as a congregation want to give each other. Also, next Sunday, December 5th, there will be a retrospective concert, and it's going to be hosted by our own Ian Cross and friends. It is a suggested love offering of $15, but we won't turn anyone away. This is always a wonderful concert and a great way to start the Christmas season. We'll also have a remembrance service this coming December 8th. And if you would like to, we encourage you to send a photo of your loved one or any loss that you're wanting to recognize. And come to the remembrance service. It's a great time of honoring and nurturing your own self, as well as supporting each other in community. Sunday, December 12th, following the service, we are calling all bakers. We're going to have a cookie exchange, and we are asking people to bake cookies. We'll be able to have cookies and tea here, as well as a cookie swap. And so this is being hosted by Robin Moore and Steve Hall. And then we are also having a holiday party hosted by Mar and Reverend Valerie. It's going to be here at the church Saturday, December the 18th from 6 to 8. And they are asking that you sign up either in the lobby or if you're online, feel free to contact the church office so they know how many people are coming. And I'm sure they would not turn down any side dishes for this event too. Then we have several things where we're going to be saving the date. The Christmas Eve candlelight service will be Friday, December the 24th at 5:30. So please do mark your calendars for an early service at 5:30, December 24th. We're going to have a Christmas luncheon, which is a potluck style. If you don't have any place to go for Christmas or you want to bring your family, or you want to have two Christmases, one here and one at home, feel free to come. Christmas luncheon, December 25th, and that will be at 1:30. And once again, you can bring a potluck, please. We are having a Kwanzaa celebration service Sunday, the December 26th at 11. It's going to be a wonderful service, a wonderful honoring, and we have a great team that's getting together for this. So please do plan to come and watch online our Kwanzaa service. We're also opening it up to other churches and to the greater Richmond area as a way of celebrating and appreciating the diversity of all cultures. So this is a great event. We're also doing something special this year on New Year's. It's going to be called the New Year's Watch Night. It's a combination of our Burning Bowl service and also a tradition of a watch night that it was largely done in our African American community, and we have a great team of people that are coming together. Not only are we going to be doing a watch night and a candlelight service, we're joining in with Bon Air. So we're going to have some of the activities here, and then we'll be able to broadcast from Bon Air, and we're going to have live streaming going on. We've invited other churches. We have 2 or 3 churches who are already planning to join us because they're not having their own New Year's Eve service. So feel free to ask me or Fred or Valerie, Amaja when she's here, Robin Moore. Those are some of the members on the team about it. But also plan to be here. It's going to be at 7 p.m. on December the 31st. There's also holiday bags that are available for the season. And these are bags, if you're not planning to be here, for any of the services that you can pick up. They're outside in the lobby. You can come by the church and contact the church if you're always watching on Zoom and get your bag. It provides the services for the candles for the Christmas Eve, the paper for the burning bowl, and the stones for the white stone service, which is the following Sunday. So it takes care of 3 of our services. So please make sure you get a bag, and if you're online, contact the church so you can do that. Our last announcement is our Giving Tuesday. This coming Tuesday is Giving Tuesday, and Facebook matches contributions. It is a first come, first serve basis. So if you're planning to do this, I recommend you get up bright and early and send in your donation. You can send it to the Unity Richmond Facebook page, and you click Donate on the post, and then you put in your donation. The ones that donate earliest will get a match from Facebook. So please do consider that as a wonderful way of supporting our congregation this Christmas season. So thank you for listening to all of those opportunities. How wonderful that we have so much going on. And we also have a special treat this holiday season. We have Reverend Laura Bennett joining us. Reverend Bennett, please stand so people. I have a wonderful bio that I'm going to say about her, but I have also been in courses with Laura. I have journeyed this ministry journey together with her as an LUT and her as a minister, and it is wonderful that she's staying in our Richmond community and here with us today. She's got a youthful nature and a love for people, and as you'll see when she speaks, an contagious enthusiasm. She likes to make a difference in the world and with each person. She's the founder and executive director of Light of the Mind Academy. She's a third-generation Unity minister, and she's in her 39th year of ministry. Is that amazing? She served as the senior minister in 3 Unity churches, and she's worked for many years as a chairperson of biblical studies in the faculty of Unity Institute, Unity Worldwide. She has a trove of knowledge when it comes to unity, the Bible, and the mysticism that we find in our movement. She's also served as the secretary on the Unity World Ministries Board of Trustees. She's authored a book, The Language of God, Metagetics and the Bible. It's an amazing book. She also writes poetry and music. She's lived in the Middle East and traveled throughout the world giving workshops on Bible interpretation, world religion, church leadership, spiritual teamwork, and personal fulfillment. And she currently lives in Virginia with her husband, Larry, who's also joining us today. and her cat, Sophie, who is not joining us today. And she enjoys walking in nature, playing the piano, gardening, visiting her grandchildren, and Zooming with family and friends. So we're very blessed to have her, and she will be joining us throughout and giving the service today. So thank you, Laura.
Thank you, Barbara. Wow, how wonderful. And thank you each for even just having me here today. And my special love and thanks go out to Reverend Valerie, who I had the great joy of working with for a while, and Mare, as they enjoy, I think it's the Natural Bridge. Yeah, and some hiking and some glorious things. So hello, Valerie and Mare, and hello to all of you online. And thank you, Ronnie, and everyone for these beautiful, beautiful decorations. I'm going to say something about wonder today and seek it out, but it's not hard when you walk into this place to find it. It's all around us. So it is beautiful to be with you here today, and I love your prayers and your statements and what you affirm every week. So we are going to affirm these things together, starting with our prayer for unity. Everybody got it? Oh, that's the unity principle of the day. We can do that one first. Oh, there it is, our prayer for unity. Let's say that together. Unity of Richmond is a resilient, thriving, healthy, spiritual community that is consistently aware of God as the source of unlimited substance and supply from all streams of life. New channels of prosperity are opening and flowing to and through and as us to fulfill our mission and purpose. And so it is. Amen. And our first principle of unity, as we get it up there, and there we go. There we go. All right. Together. There is one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, God the good, and our powerful mission statement. We share the good news that God is unconditional love, expressing as the Christ consciousness in each person. And our vision. We are transformed lives, transforming the world. Okay, now I'm going to do a little bit. I'm shifting the focus of the ministry I do and will be doing online in 2022 to the heart mind. And the heart mind is when the mind is connected to the heart. It's when it's anchored in the heart, not getting rid of the mind for the sake of the heart, but anchoring the mind in the higher intelligence of the heart. So I am going to ask you now to practice a little of that ministry with me by taking a deep breath, anchoring your mind, your thoughts in the light of your heart, and let us say that vision statement together again. We are transformed lives, transforming the world. And feel it with your whole heart as we say it one more time. We are transformed lives, transforming the world. Can you feel the transformation? Because that's the season we're going into. That season of miracles and transformation. And we begin with the lighting of our Hannukka candle. And I'm going to ask, who am I asking? Yes, Mary Beth. Oh, the whole family, the Holtzman family. Beautiful. Beautiful.
Should I start reading? Okay. Hanukkah is one of the best-known Jewish holidays. Usually takes place in December close to Christmas and sometimes misleadingly referred to as Jewish Christmas. But apart from the time of year, there are few similarities between the two holidays. Hanukkah is a celebration of a triumphant moment in Jewish history and the miracle that occurred afterwards. Hanukkah is an eight-day holiday celebrated by the Jewish community. It's inspired by events that took place more than 2,000 years ago during a turbulent phase in Jewish history. Around 200 BCE, Judea, also known as the land of Israel, was taken over by Antiochus III. Antiochus was the king of Syria and practiced a different religion, but allowed the people of Judea to continue practicing Judaism. Unfortunately, his son was less open-minded. When Antiochus IV Epiphanes became ruler after his father's death, it's said that he outlawed Judaism and ordered the Jewish people to worship Greek gods. In 168 BCE, he sent his soldiers to Jerusalem, where they massacred thousands of people and desecrated the holy Second Temple. Historical accounts say that they erected an altar to Zeus and sacrificed pigs inside the temple. A Jewish priest named Mattathias and his 5 sons led a large-scale rebellion against Antiochus IV. When he died, his son Judah Maccabee continued to lead the fight. In 164 BC, Judah and the Jewish people had successfully driven the Syrian monarchy out of Jerusalem. Judah ordered his followers to cleanse and restore the Second Temple, rededicating it to their faith. They lit the menorah, a candelabrum of 7 candles that represent knowledge and creation. The menorah was supposed to be kept burning, but they only had enough oil to last for 1 day. This is when the Hanukkah miracle occurred. The event is recorded in the Talmud, a central Jewish religious text, and was witnessed by Judah and the other followers who took on the task of rededicating the Second Temple. Although the oil should have run out and the candles should have died, the menorah remained lit for 8 nights. This gave them enough time to find a fresh supply of oil. This miraculous event inspired the Jewish elders to declare an 8-day festival. The celebration is called Hanukkah, which means dedication in Hebrew. The celebration of Hanukkah centers around a 9-branch menorah. A new candle is added to the menorah and lit after sundown each night of the 8-day holiday. The 9th candle, known as the shamash, is used to light the others. Due to the significance of the candles, Hanukkah is often referred to as the Festival of Lights. Large public menorahs are displayed around the world during the holiday, as well as small individual ones in homes. The nightly lighting of the candle usually involves some kind of ritual, including the reciting of blessings. Hanukkah begins on the 25th of Kislev on the Hebrew calendar, which usually falls in November or December. Although Hanukkah is the best-known Jewish holiday, most rabbis don't consider it to be the most significant. Other holidays such as Yom Kippur or Rosh Hashanah carry much greater importance.
Thank you, Tammy. Now I'm going to light the candles. So the first one is the Shabbos candle. What's that?
Mike.
Oh, the mic. So the Hanukkah, it's on? Yeah, Hanukkah started last night, and so this is as if we were lighting it last night. And the first lighting of Shabbos, we light every night, we say this prayer. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehechianu kiyamanu v'higianu lahazman hazeh. Translation is, blessed are you, Lord our God, King of the universe, who has granted us life, sustained us, and enabled us to reach this occasion. And Tammy lit the first candle of the 8-day holiday. With that candle, we say, this is that blessing there. Ata Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotah v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Hannukka. Blessed are you, Lord our God, King of the universe, who has sanctified us with his commandments and commanded us to kindle the Hanukkah lights. Like the first blessing, the second blessing is said or sung every night of the holiday. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam sha'asa nisim la'avoteinu vayamim ha'hem b'hazman hazeh. And we're fortunate to have a ringer in the group here. Blessed art you, Lord our God, King of the universe, who has performed miracles for our forefathers in those days at this time.
Wow, thank you. I had actually brought those prayers on a piece of paper myself, but thank you for saying them. And beautifully, beautifully done. It touches my heart. All right. Ooh, let's see. Yeah. Do we have some music now? Beautiful.
Thank you, Holtzman family. Finding myself at a loss for words. And the funny thing is, it's okay. The last thing I need is to be heard, but to hear what you would say. Word of God speak. Would you pour down like rain, washing my eyes to see your majesty, to be still and know that you're in this place. Please let me stay and rest in your holiness. Word of God speak. Finding myself in the midst of you, beyond the music, beyond the noise, and all that I need is to be with you, and in the quiet, hear your voice. Word of God speak. Would you pour down like rain, washing my eyes to see your majesty, to be still and know that you're in this place. Please let me stay and rest in your holiness. Word of God speak. Would you pour down like rain, washing my eyes to see your majesty, to be still and know that you're in this place. Please let me stay and rest in your holiness. Finding myself at a loss for words, and the It's okay. Thank you. And Ian, everybody. Thank you, Ian.
Thank you. Just soak that in for a moment. Let it fill your soul. The experience of such beauty and such grace given on this platform. Ian and Heather, and Corey, I'm so glad to meet your beautiful wife, and wow, it's just great. Now, you all may not know this, but Corey was the sound person at Unity Renaissance when I was there as the minister. So it is great to connect with him and his family again. And Barbara, awesome. Awesome. Isn't she wonderful? Oh my gosh. You're on a good path, Barbara. You're on a good path. Licensed Unity teacher. You have a ministry, a very special ministry in your life and who you give to in the medical world and what you've been through and what you share. Thank you so much. It's very powerful. And it is just beautiful to be with you here again. I'm going to start with a special tribute to a great musician, composer, mentor of great musicians and composers who passed away this week, whose first assignment was on Broadway was to write the lyrics to Leonard Bernstein's West Side Story. Could be, who knows? There's something due any day. I will know right away soon as it shows. It may come cannonballing down through the sky, gleaming its eye bright as a rose. Who knows? It's only just out of reach, down the block, on a beach, under a tree. I got a feeling there's a miracle due, gonna come true, coming to me. Now, some of you may know this. Feel free to sing along. One more stanza. Could it be? Yes, it could. Something's coming, something good, if I can wait. Something's coming, I don't know what it is, but it is gonna be great. The air is humming, and something good is coming. All right. My mother used to play this on her long play records when I was a little girl, and I think it's part of what gave me my optimism about life. Now, even though the main character who sings this, Tony, ends up dying at the end in West Side Story, he was a stand for a relationship that could not be at the time, and a breakthrough for all people to think in terms of unity and equality. Now, how many great beings have we known who have died for the cause of standing for unity and equality in all people? And that's what we can affirm is coming. And this occurred to me this morning, just to slip it in with my not Broadway voice, but with a love for a song that actually stirs up that anticipation. Something's coming. Something good. Something that fulfills the vision, the mission, the purpose of all that we've been up to and all that those wonderful people we have known along the way have been up to. In fact, that's what the word Advent means. Something's coming. Something good. Now, I must admit, I was going to say a little bit about Hannukka right here, give you a little history, maybe even a little Hebrew, but it was done so beautifully and much better than I ever could have done by the Holtzman family. Thank you. Thank you so much. But here's one thing about Hannukka. When we light these candles, we are honoring a miracle. A miracle. As the legend goes, there wasn't enough oil to light the lamps for the 8 days, but they kept burning for 8 days so that the full festival of rededicating the temple, of cleansing and being ready for new beginnings could be done. Hannukka celebrates a healing miracle, and we light the candles for that miracle. With Advent, we have another set of candles. I knew the color of the candles when I chose my dress for today. And it's purple. And those of you who are 12 power knowers might know what purple represents in the 12 power spectrum. It represents power. The power, and power is the power to accomplish, to bring into being what has been sought and longed for so long. And today's word, hope and faith, are representative of the great one who spoke these words to a people who had been in darkness, to a people who were being threatened by two kingdoms that had joined as allies, their northern neighbors, and part of their people, their heritage, their brothers and sisters of the northern kingdom of Israel, had joined with Syria against them. They didn't know what to do. The days were dark for the people of Judah. But Isaiah had something else to say about it. He didn't get up and say, okay, guys, time to throw in the towel. The odds are against us. I know it's hard to hear, but it just ain't going to work out. No, he got up and he said, the people who have lived in darkness have seen a great light. And what was that light? I have an early childhood memory of when I finally became old enough and big enough to play Mary in the annual pageant that our Unity of Fairfax was putting on in those days, which meant I could sit there quietly and hold a blanket wrapped around a flashlight. And I was so proud of that role. But my sister had an even bigger role, not a greater role, just a bigger one. She was Isaiah. And so she came out dressed in a long purple robe, looking like royalty, with a great big headpiece on her head that came halfway down. and partly covered her eyes. But my sister, who later became an actress in the Washington, D.C. area and was written up many times in the Washington Post in those years, my sister did her first acting role beautifully when she said, "For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and his name shall be called Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace." Now, when Isaiah spoke those words, and by the way, in honor of Hannukka, I'm drawing strictly from the Hebrew Scriptures today. When Isaiah spoke these words, who was he talking to? Was he telling the people of his time that no matter how dark it seems, there is a great light? Because in 700 years, this child is going to be born, and he's going to save the world. Now, would you find much hope if I stood up here and I said, don't worry about COVID, don't worry about inflation, because in 700 years, there's going to be someone who will change it all for us. Isaiah, perhaps consciously, was speaking to the people of his time, speaking of, by the time this child, a new child grows noble in stature, we will be freed from our oppressors. But truly, those words, unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and his name shall be Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace, in the patriarchal version of the language, that is. Those words are for the writers and the people of New Testament times. Those words are for the people of Isaiah's time. Those words are for Isaiah and for King Ahaz, whom he was speaking to, and for you and for me today, because they are eternal words about spiritual qualities that help us live into those visions, those missions, that purpose that people have lived and even died for. And one of those qualities is the quality of wonder. Wonder is a wonderful counselor. When you do feel like you are in the midst of a time of darkness and you are struggling, look for the wonder. You don't have to go far here to do it. You just have to walk into this church and see that amazing tree in the lobby and this beautiful forest of winter trees for all of the holidays that we celebrate this month. Hannukka, solstice, Kwanzaa, and of course, Christmas. The worship of the Christ within, the worship. That's what worship means. It means worthship. The worship of that inner Christ. And you can find wonder in the lights of this season. You can find wonder in nature. I love to find it in nature. This morning, driving in, when we were getting close to the river, a bald eagle flew overhead. Awesome. Perhaps you've come face to face with a deer. Perhaps you have looked at a tall tree and let it take you to the sky. very healing. It takes you out of the small life that you've been living, the darkness you've been in the midst of, into the light of expanding out into the universe. Look for wonder. The second thing, mighty God. Wonderful Counselor, mighty God, implies spiritual strength. 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 Not the strength, not so much. It includes this, but it's not only this. It's way more than this. Not the strength when you hear people say, strong like bull. That's a physical kind of strength. This is a spiritual strength. It is the strength to endure, to persist, to keep on keeping on in the face of anything that comes up, even your own failures. This is optional, but raise your hand if you've ever experienced failure. Yeah, raise your hand if you've experienced it more than once. Raise your hand if you've experienced it a lot of times. Yeah. Might make some people just want to give up. Might make Isaiah want to stand up and say, let's just throw in the towel. There's a best-selling writer who writes books for business. His name is Donald Miller. In one of them, called Business Made Simple, he says, show me a successful person, and I will show you somebody who has failed more than most. Show me an unsuccessful person, and I'll show you somebody who quit after failing a few times. It is counterintuitive, but successful people have failed more often than unsuccessful people. It's just that they had an optimistic attitude about life and got back up. Every failure is a step toward the next success. Every one. To fail is to live on this planet. You have dreams, you have visions. You've probably fallen flat on your face going for them. That's where strength comes in, because spiritual strength is the power to endure, the power to persist, the power to keep on keeping on. Wonderful Counselor, mighty God, everlasting Father, everlasting Father. Now, when Jesus, I will bring in, a little New Testament here. When Jesus mentioned Abun Dabashmaya, Abba, Bun, our Father. When Jesus mentioned our Father, Abba, he was referring to a parental relationship that the universal cosmic spirit has with every individual. It is a relationship of love. It is a relationship of grace. It is the very core of who you are, because there is no separation or distinction between you and that universal spirit. You are that in expression. You are unconditional love created in the physical form that's sitting in your chair. When you become aware of this, when you know who you are, unconditional love in creation, miracles happen. my sister, the one I was jealous of all those years ago, in her fine purple robes. Wow. She got some news a couple months ago. She was diagnosed with stage 4 inoperable ovarian cancer. Since then, she has been in chemotherapy. And the other day, she couldn't wait. She couldn't wait to call me and say, "Unto us a child is..." No, I'm kidding. Okay. And say, "The doctor could hardly wait to call me and give me the news after this week's CT scan. He said, I am making great improvement that's highly visible, and the outlook is far more optimistic." I have a love connection with my sister. And through the unconditional love I feel for her, I can hold the vision for her strength, for her healing, for her grace. I know that whatever needs reducing will be reduced. I know whatever needs cleansing will be cleansed. I know whatever needs healing, and in whatever form it is needed, it is happening. You see, unconditional love isn't just about loving somebody even though they don't treat you very well. There's that, forgiveness. It is also compassion, passion for the community that we are as human beings, connecting with people through prayer and through action. And finally, wonderful counselor, mighty God, everlasting Father, Prince of Peace. We all have in us a Prince of Peace, because Prince isn't just a masculine word. Prince actually means ruler, something of authority. And what is the authority of peace in each of us? It is that core of silence. Like the giant black hole at the center of the galaxy. Without that at the center, there'd be no galaxy. We have in us the depth of pure and powerful silence. It is something in us that has no form, but is the potential for all forms, for everything to take formation. But it is up to us to touch it, to consciously connect with it. So the last spiritual quality is our ability to be still. Now, the mind may chatter, the body may fidget, but the more we do it, the more we connect heart and mind and delve deeply into the Holy of Holies, which my religion professor once told me was pure, empty silence. As we think of those we love, those who have crossed over and are doing their work in another dimension, those who are still alive, who inspire us, we can remember the spiritual qualities they awaken in each of us. Wonder, Look for the wonder. Wonderful Counselor. Mighty God. Be in touch with your inner strength to move you through any and everything. Everlasting love. Be that vessel of unconditional love for others. And Prince of Peace. Practice, practice, practice the silence. Will it be? Yes, it will. Maybe just by holding still, it'll be there. Come on, something. Come on in, don't be shy. Meet a guy, pull up a chair. Who knows? It's only just out of reach, down the block on the beach. Maybe tonight. Hannukka Sameach. Expect a miracle. God bless you.
And with that, we do take our journey into the stillness, the silence, the place within. For each of us is, unto us a child is born. We are that child. We are born of light. We are born of truth. We are the substance of universal cosmos. We are being, human beings, being, and the multidimensionality of who we are. The various roles, the various things, the various thoughts. There's deeper within the substance. I am that. And that's why it's so easy to celebrate Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, solstice, Christmas, because it is the light in every human being. We are all created in the same image and likeness. We act differently. We do differently. We think differently. We are all unique expressions, but we are being. We are the being of consciousness itself, the being of creation. And it is in the stillness, the silence, the place beyond thought and mind, the space between the breath, the space between the thought, that we have this experience. It is the revelation of grace, the truth of who we are. So allow yourself in this moment to experience the depth of your own beingness. Turning within. I am that. now taking a nice, easy in breath with a nice, easy emptying. And another one or two. Recognizing the truth of I am that. Knowing this truth as you slowly open your eyes. Being aware of what seems different. As you allow the divinity of who you are to permeate into every cell of your being, every thought, and every action. And knowing, as Dillett Freeman, a great Unity poet, says, the silence is not far away. It's wherever you are, whenever you turn your senses inside. Knowing that I am that. And so, knowing the power of this truth, Unity is anchored with prayer. And we do have prayer chaplains that are here to pray for you. There are prayer chaplains that hold you in prayer if you send a request into the church. There are prayer chaplains that hold the church in prayer on a daily basis. In their homes, they pray for everyone on the prayer list, as well as for this church. And then the prayer chaplains will be up front for you that are here now to pray with you in person. For those of you online, feel free to send in a prayer request and know that your prayers are held in the hearts of the prayer chaplains and in confidence, and they are put in our prayer box, and then it's sent on to our Silent Unity Ministry for continual prayer for 30 days after we pray here at Unity. So the prayer chaplains will be coming forward at the end of the service, so if you are here, please take advantage of that. And then I also want to say thank you to everyone who has helped out today. Thank you to the musicians and the band and the audio team. Debbie and Kristen for all they do. Debbie keeps our church clean. She's always here. We thank you so much for what you do. Kristen anchors our church. She takes care of everything. All you have to do is call the front office and she's there for you. And thank you for the band and the singer Heather and everyone involved. And for Laura for being here. We thank you so much for the message today. And I do have to say there's a special thank you that we thank our minister Valerie, who has come to us, that she knows how to take a little time to herself so that she can be the spiritual leader and powerhouse that helps light all of our powerhouses, because we are all that. And I do have one thing before we do the prosperity. I do have a special announcement about Kwanzaa that we did not do earlier, so please.
Thank you, Reverend Penn. And, we're going to have a rehearsal on Thursday at 7. So people that ask me about volunteering, we want everybody to come out Thursday at 7 p.m. for rehearsal. Thank you.
And aren't you doing a raffle?
Oh, yes, the raffle of the painting is outside. Tickets are $5 a piece, 3 for 10.
And all of that does go to support the Kwanzaa festivities. So he's very gracious in donating one of his paintings so that we can have a grand celebration. So we want to thank that. And so now together we will say our prosperity blessing, please. Divine love, expressing through me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I am grateful. Forward.
Would I believe you when you say your hand will guide my every way? Would I receive the words you say every morning? your will for me. Help me to rid my endless fears. You've been so faithful for all my years. With the one breath you make me new. Your grace covers all I do. And I will walk by faith, even when I cannot see. Well, because this broken road prepares your will for me. When I'm broken, I still see your face. Well, you've spoken, pouring your words of grace, and I will walk by faith, even when I cannot see. Well, because this broken road prepares your will for me, and I will walk by faith, even when I cannot see. Well, because this broken road prepares your will for me. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Join us. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Once more. Thank you.
Forward. And as they come forward, I also remind all of you online that you can donate through the Facebook page or also through your app. And right now, we're going to give thanks for these gifts. If we can all say this together, please. We give thanks for the gifts that will support our mission of creating a spiritually awakened world. And so it is. And now we're going to be doing our prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. We are light. The love of God enfolds us. We are love. The power of God protects us. We are power. The presence of God watches over us. We are presence. Wherever we are, God is. We are divine. And so it is.
Please stand and join us as we all sing the peace song together with gusto. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous And we bless the children who have been with us today downstairs, and we are so grateful for their presence. Let's do the children's song. You guys want to do the children's song? Let's celebrate the kiddos today. We're all children, right?